2001 Honda Accord with the 3.0 VTEC engine, and it has the racing hunting idle during startup when it's cold. It's going up to about 2,500 RPMs, and then it goes back down to 0. So we bled out the air that was in the coolant. We'll see if it's any better now. So let's see how our operating temperature is. So temperature's back down pretty low. Let's see if it still has that hunting idle. Once it gets up to operating temperature, the hunting idle goes away. So it's probably the high speed idle. Let's see if it's any better. Yeah, so I think that did the trick. So all we did for this car is we just bled out some of the air that was in the coolant. And to do that, just open up your trunk. We had this when we did it initially, not on a hill, but it was on the flat. So you can just turn this quarter turn, so it's not all the way on tight, it's a little loose. Undo this one so it's nice and loose, and just bring it up to about 3,000 RPMs. Hold it there for about 4 or 5 minutes. It'll warm up, and that'll bleed out any air that's in the system. So just a quarter turn there, take that out, and that might do the trick. If that still doesn't do it, you might just be low on coolant, so you can add some coolant and then try it again. If that doesn't do it, you can turn these 90 degrees, take off this, and then using the back end of a screwdriver or a hammer, if you're gentle, tap this one, see if you have a change in your idle. Still nothing. Try to get in and tap this one. Sometimes the armature just gets stuck, and tapping it may allow it to work correctly. And if that's still a problem, you may have to do some cleaning of the throttle body. But here's the back side of the throttle body. You have the throttle linkage here, the butterfly valve in here. And this one that lives at the bottom may need to just be cleaned. It has some screws on it. So to get to it, you have to undo 4 bolts that are holding it on. You have to take off this rubber piece, the boot. You can leave the throttle linkage hooked up. You have to undo some of these electrical connectors. You can take the throttle body out, and you can spin it around 180 degrees, put it back onto these studs. So the studs just give you something to hold the throttle body. And then you can remove this and just clean the ports in it, get it super clean, put it back, and that'll probably do the trick. So first thing though, just try bleeding this system, quarter turn, undo this. In the beginning, your RPMs will be going up and down. Just use your throttle, bring it up to 3,000. You can even use your hand here to bring this up. Hold it at 3,000, about 4 or 5 minutes till it's warmed up. And that'll bleed out all the air in the system. You may need to add some coolant. That could be what's causing it. None of that works. Try the tapping here. Try tapping here. That doesn't work. Then we'll flip this 180 degrees after removing these bolts, taking off these electrical connectors. And then you can remove this whole assembly, clean it all up, put it back together. I think you'll be okay. You want to put this back, and just put it back on and then turn it 90 degrees. Wiggle these in. Lock them on. There we go. So I hope that helps you guys. It's pretty common that the Hondas have this problem. This is again the 2001 Accord. This is the 3.0 VTEC engine. And in our case, we got kind of lucky. We just had to bleed the air out of this system by doing that quarter turn to let the air flow. I tightened this back up already, and then undo this one, and then get it up to operating temperature. You can tell when you look at your temperature gauge inside. It's about halfway up between the C and the H. You can also tell when these fans kick on, these two fans, that it's up to operating temperature. So thanks again for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance.